have a perspective, obviously, that people who haven't played do not have.
Yeah.
But you also need entertainment. You need fun. You need somebody to move the conversation around. So I think it's just evolved. And I love that athletes are in this space now. It should never have been this crusty old media guy decides what someone's story is.
That's a fact.
Like, that's bullshit. You know, I'll never forgive baseball. I mean, Barry Bonds is like, what are we talking about?
Yeah. Barry Bonds like being a Hall of Fame.
It's crazy. Because he was rude to you?
Yeah, that's insane.
That's absurd. Yeah, that's
who gives a fuck who you are? Crusty old keeper of the gate. Like, that's fucking bullshit. So I think that more voices are always better.
Nah, I'm rolling. Yeah, and that's why I always say I could go to school, I could study, I could watch till my eyes bleed. I can never tell you more basketball than Jeff Teague. Like, that's just not what it is. Somebody who lived this life, who played this life, there's nothing you can say to somebody who's went through those things, even though you can love it and study it. It's just a total difference that people just have to respect as well.
Yeah, but opinions are opinions. Like,
that's a fact.
I don't. If he's like, this is what it is. That's what it is.
Yeah.
But if we're, having a conversation about what do you think about this, I can have my opinion. You can have your opinion. If it's a completely unprovable thing, then we're just talking about it.
And I think a lot of people, like Stan Van Gundy, know the game.
For sure. Yeah. He's
Stan Van, like he knows
I love
the
Stan
game.
on the call.
So him and Jeff can have a real life ball talk and it don't feel no way.
Nah, because he's been in the trenches with me.
Yeah. So I'm saying that'd be like the difference, I feel like.
But then you got the dude who's just the basketball nerd talking about advanced stats and all. It's like, bro, you can't say nothing to these people who done did this at a level that you could never fathom, bro. Like, numbers and conversation is totally different thing.
I think that's the disconnect too. I think players respect the coaches. It's just the people that they know ain't even been a part of their game, football, whatever, that they feel a way about when they say some crazy shit.
And I also think people like, your opinion is not a fact.
Yeah.
Like, you can say, like, based off of the information I have, the games that I've watched, the experience that I've had around the game, this is my opinion about this. But I think sometimes people get egotistical about their opinion. Like, this is what it is. That's not how facts work. Like,
that's true.
Your opinion is not a fact. And I think when you start talking about your opinion like it is a fact, or you start being disrespectful, then it's hard for players for sure to take you seriously. But I also think at some point you lose the audience too, because you're speaking in such absolutes that it's like, we know you've never played the game.
Yeah.
We know what your resume is. And you're talking about people that, even if you're the worst player in the, you're the worst player in the league, the worst player in the league will cook you on their worst 100%. Day.
I just
think you're talking about people like they're bums. Like, these are the 1% of the 1%. Just put a little respect. You got too much bass in your voice.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, I feel that too. But I feel like athletes do too. Like, when we just talk about rap, you ain't never rap.
Yeah.
And it could get into a heated argument. No, motherfucker, Jay-Z is better than Biggie. You know what I'm saying? People do have their
That's just my opinion.
People are still human at the end of the day. That's why I don't harp too much on it. Like, people pick and choose what they really care about.
We was talking at St. Elmo. She said that, like, Kareem in them years didn't matter.
This is a lie.
She said Kareem is the GOAT, but like the rest of the team, like the rest of the people that played back then, it didn't matter. And I was like, damn, that's crazy you said that. Because I would never say that. I played. I know how hard it is to be in that locker room and do that. And to say that like Kareem era didn't matter is crazy.
The reason I'm at peace with this slander is all of it is recorded. Like, we had mics on the whole time we had this conversation. So
how do you feel about Kareem's era?
I actually think, well, Kareem's era is, but
it's on wax.
But Kareem specifically,
no, the era.
I actually think Kareem, if we were all keeping it funky, Kareem is probably the GOAT. Like, it probably starts with Kareem, and then we could go to everybody else.
He's better than Joker?
He is. Yeah. He was great his entire life.
High school, college, NBA.
A champion everywhere he went. Could play in any era.
What about his teammates?
What about his teammates?
Are they just as good? Like, could they play in any era?
I mean, Magic could.
Yeah.
But
with 10 other people.
Sure, but doesn't that speak to the greatness of Kareem?
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
Kareem
stamped 100%.
Yeah, he is. But I think we skip over him. Is all I'm saying. He's trying to make it seem like I was like Kareem wasn't shit.
No. You said Kareem was good. You said the era.
The era. I'm getting on that. No. He cleaned that up. I'm talking about the era. How do you feel? Tell your truth about the era.
Well,
how we feel about the old heads?
Yeah.
Because when we bring up Bill Russell, he got 11 rings. We don't be giving a fuck.
80s on down.
I'm sleep.
I told you.
I'm sleep.
What are you doing that for? What does that mean,
Rest in
Joey?
peace to the OG.
I'm saying, I mean, is Bill Russell the greatest player of all time?
No.
I mean, not to me. How do you feel?
No, I don't think Bill Russell's the greatest player of all time. I think he's an incredible player.
we're just fine.
I'm just messing with her.
We just
She
fine.
didn't say that, y'all.
Oh,
She just
greatest
said.
thing to put me in.
Is he top 10?
I think every era is important to the history of the game. Now, I'm not being
Good
like
cleanup. I love it.
I'm not trying to be political about it. I really do think it's almost impossible to compare eras.
Yeah.
We talking about food, training,
Just the athleticism alone.
Civil rights.
They were
civil
smoking.
rights.
They were smoking
Like,
cigarettes in a halftime.
yeah, like you
shit
can't.
like
You
that.
feel me, Mal?
You couldn't.
They couldn't drink from the
can't
water
smoke
fountain, bro.
on like
Yeah, facts.
the
You
side
can't fire
of
up a
the.
cigarette right now.
Yeah.
At halftime.
No,
But in 1980, you could.
I ain't gonna lie. If you smoke a Newport at halftime and get 30, you cold.
You could.
I actually would respect for sure. If I had to smoke an entire cigarette right now, it would be my last day on this earth.
Oh God.
There's no way.
She liked the era of like Charles Oakley though.
I do.
we was
I
talking
do.
about that.
I
She
feel
like
like
late
it's
80s, early 90s.
yeah. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not. I enjoy. I think it's a better game, a better product now, I should say. But you know, I like a little animosity.
Yeah. But
Like-
it was real rivalries, though.
Yeah.
That part I think is important. I think villains
Yeah.
are very, very important to any game. I think you need people to root against. And I get it. There's a lot of money on the line. If you're telling me, look, you got to get your shit together because it's going to be the difference between 500 million and 70 million. What type of square would you like me to be today?
Yes.
I'm not saying shit. I will.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I get it. But I do appreciate when someone is willing to be a villain because we need them. And not because people compile on them. It's because you need stories and you need people to root against and you need to be able to overcome. Like everything for a while felt very watered down. Mm. And if you're not just a rabid fan, okay, you hate this team. Why do you hate them? Well, I've just always hated them. Like, do you hate any of the current players? And not hate, actually hate. Talking about you. I feel like it's crazy. I even have to explain rivalries anymore. But it's like it's just not. It's not the same.
You're not supposed to even like people in your division.
Who you feel like is a villain now?
Well, we were talking about it a little bit. I think Wemby really stepped into his villain era very quickly. He went from the darling to the villain, just like that.
Yeah.
And I hope next year he wild out. I hope he get 10 texts. I hope he start elbowing people in the face, bro. It's time, bro. Be the villain you deserve to be, bro.
Yeah.
I think Jaylen Brown's about to be one.
Think Jaylen Brown will be a villain.
Yeah.
Heel turn. I like this arc.
Yeah.
I'm rolling.
I think Jaylen Brown is really about to step into that. Y'all.
There's an ongoing debate in sports media right now, and it centers on a simple question. Who actually deserves to shape the conversation around the game? On a recent podcast sit-down, two former players and a longtime media voice broke it down in a way fans have been buzzing about ever since. The consensus was clear. Athletes bring a perspective that no analyst who never suited up could ever replicate. For too long, they argued, the narrative around basketball was controlled by what one guest called the old guard of gatekeepers, reporters and commentators who never played a single professional minute but still positioned themselves as the final word on a player's legacy. That frustration ran deep, with one voice pointing directly at how Barry Bonds was treated by baseball's media establishment for years, calling it a prime example of outsiders deciding a legend's story for him. The group agreed that more voices in sports media is a good thing, but only when everyone remembers the difference between opinion and fact. As one guest put it, you can study the game, watch film until your eyes bleed, and still never carry the lived experience of someone who's actually been in the locker room and on the court under pressure. Numbers and analytics are one language, they said, but playing the game at the highest level is a completely different conversation, and no amount of advanced stats can replace having actually lived it. Still, the panel was careful to note that respect goes both ways. Players tend to respect coaches and analysts who've genuinely been around the game, even if they never played, because that group has earned credibility through the work. What players can't stand for, they said, is when a media figure states a personal opinion as if it's an unquestionable fact, or, worse, disrespects the very players whose careers make the sport worth talking about in the first place. The conversation then shifted to one of the most contentious topics in basketball, ranking the all-time greats. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's name came up, with one guest arguing that if everyone was being completely honest, the conversation for the greatest player of all time should start with him, not skip past him the way modern discourse often does. Dominant in high school, dominant in college, dominant across nearly 2 decades in the NBA, a champion in multiple eras, Kareem's resume was called nearly impossible to argue with. The group did push back a little, questioning whether it was fair to credit Kareem's era so heavily when he had a supporting cast that included a generational talent like Magic Johnson. But the rebuttal was simple. Having Hall of Fame teammates doesn't diminish greatness, it often proves it. From there, the discussion turned to Bill Russell, with the group acknowledging his 11 championships and enormous historical importance, while still stopping short of calling him the single greatest player ever. They were quick to add that every era deserves respect, noting how difficult it truly is to compare generations given how dramatically training, nutrition, and even basic health standards have changed over the decades. The tone lightened for a moment as the group reminisced about the physicality and rivalries of the 1980s and early 1990s, the Charles Oakley era, arguing that while today's product is more efficient and skillfully refined, something about the old grit and genuine animosity between teams made the sport more compelling to watch. That led naturally into a conversation about villains and why they matter. The group agreed the NBA has felt a little too polished in recent years, missing the kind of rivalries that gave fans someone to root against, not out of hatred, but because compelling stories need contrast. When asked who might be stepping into that villain role now, one name came up almost immediately: Victor Wembanyama, who the group feels has shifted from fan favorite to a more polarizing figure faster than almost anyone expected. They half-joked that they're hoping he leans fully into that edge next season. Jaylen Brown's name also came up as someone who could be next in line to embrace that same kind of villain energy, a shift the group seemed genuinely excited to watch unfold.